is DanielJon. I hope you guys are all okay. Now, I've been asked if I resolve an argument. I have the question behind the camera, hence why I'm looking over the camera. And it's going to be a touchy matter. I'm going to explain that to you in just a second. So, pepper thy Angus. Ladies and gentlemen, please take a seat while I preach to the congregation. Go and get yourself a BBC. Are you ready, sisters? Are you ready, brothers? Because Thy is about to rest this case in two different ways. Okay? So, I read thy question. Daniel, can you resolve an argument? I can. Then he goes on to say, my girlfriend. I can't resolve your argument. I'm very sorry. Everybody knows when a girl says something, she's right. She's fucking right. Leanne, if you're watching this, you're just fucking right. Before you ask the question, you're fucking right. You're right, babe. Okay? I'm not arguing with you. Anyway, his question is, Daniel, can you resolve an argument? My girlfriend is vegan. For those of you guys that don't know what that means, she doesn't eat meat. For 4 years. And is adamant that there is more protein in chickpeas than meat. So she thinks she has a better muscle than me. But I think she has too much carbs and not enough protein due to her diet, which restricts her muscle growth. She is a beast in the gym, but very little muscle growth. Any suggestions on how to battle this beast? She's right, bro. Leave it at that. The lady has won, okay? Just take it on the chin, grab yourself a BBC, hold that head higher, and just walk out the door, man. She's right. The lady has the pussy, okay? Please excuse me for being vulgar, but they have it. That controls the world. That's more powerful than money. That could be used as a fucking currency, okay? You don't argue with that. She's right, man. She's right. I like the way you added that she's a beast. Okay, that's a good thing, you know? But you know, very little muscle growth. And that probably will be down to the fact that she's not getting enough protein in her diet. Now, I'm not going to say she needs meat in her diet to get protein. Protein, did I say? Protein. Because you can get a sufficient amount of protein in your diet just from other resources. Doesn't necessarily have to come from meat. You know, there is other ways of doing it. They even do protein shakes for, you know, towards vegetarians. So there is alternatives out there. So if you want to be a bit nice about it and say, look, babe, you know, you should take this protein powder. It's for vegetarians. It's suitable for vegetarians. You know, it's going to sufficiently get you enough protein in your diet. By all means, recommend one. I'm sure you can find one online. Quick Google search. If I could find one, I would have linked one for you, but I haven't had the time. I've literally just walked in from work. I smell like a moose's knuckle. So trust me, you wouldn't want to smell my feet right about now. They smell like death. They've been in my work boots all day. So, back to the question at hand. Dane can resolve this question. My girlfriend is vegan. She's for 4 years now. And she's adamant that there is more protein in chickpeas than meats. Now, with all due respect to your girlfriend, because I do have a high... how do I word this without getting, like, you killed and me? I have a very high amount of respect for vegetarians, and the reason being is because I'm against animal cruelty. And when you buy meats from the supermarket, I'm not talking about your fresh butchers that has bought it, you know, things like that, but when you're buying from a very popular store, I'm not going to say none because I'm not going to get my fucking ass sued, but when you're buying that shit, you know, that's all pre-packed, blah 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 blah, that is made by the masses. Now, I'm not being funny. Have you ever seen a video on the internet of how they actually, or you may have seen one of how they, you know, kill, or how these animals are bred, kept in captivity, just force-fed and things like that, so that we can have that? If you want to pay free-range prices, you ain't going to get that shit for that cheap that you see in a supermarket for, you know, 4 or 5 breasts for £3. You know, you're going to be looking at £10 for 4 or 5 breasts if it's free-range, corn-fed. You know, with the company I work for, I got some chicken the other day. It was going out of date, so I took it, and it was £5 for one leg and thigh. £5 for one. It was corn-fed, free-range chicken. So I can understand, not necessarily, you know, I mean, I enjoy eating meat. I'm not going to lie. I love eating meat. I eat meat every single day. But towards vegetarians, if they are, you know, if that's their choice not to eat meat, by all means, you know, I respect that. If they're eating meat because they don't believe in animal cruelty, they don't believe the way these animals are kept, brought up and bred and then just took to slaughter, boom, and then put on a plate, I can understand that, you know, because I have many times contemplated, you know, I would go vegetarian, or, you know, if I would and I wouldn't, okay? If I could afford to buy all free-range stuff and support a local farmer, then I would do that hands down any day of the week. But I can't afford to go out there at the moment, pay £10 for 4 chicken breasts when I can pay £10 for, you know, 15 breasts. So at the moment, I'm not comfortable enough to buy that, but eventually I will start supporting free-range farmers because they have, you know, they have the chickens. They're allowed to run around all day, you know, in the fields. You know, they go in the little pen at night. What are they called? I do know this, okay? I'm very sorry. This is going to sound really stupid to me, but I do know. What is it? A chicken? Let's just say a chicken crib, yeah? I do know what it is, okay? I'm not fucking retarded. I live out in the country. But basically, a chicken pen. I think that's what it's called. Correct me if I'm wrong, alright? I'm sorry, okay? I do know, okay? I've just been at work all day. Give me a break. So, have a sip on the nervous BBC. We're already 7 minutes into this video. I should have done this by now. Okay, but I can understand why people don't like supporting these, you know, these huge chains. If you know how a KFC chicken is made, I'll give you a brief overview, okay? A KFC chicken, okay, fuck you KFC, that's why I don't eat from there no more, is grown with no beak, no claws, and no feathers. And it's still alive. It has been genetically modified to be grown like that. It is grown with tubes in it. It's pumped with fluids, pumped with, you know, growth or whatever it is that makes it grow so fucking quick. Killed, done. How else do you think a huge chain of chicken restaurants could survive on free-range chicken? You think you'd be paying £5 for a Wicked Zinger meal towered up extra large? Hell no, you'd be paying £25 for that motherfucker. Just have a little think about it. Maybe when the Colonel, when he started his first chain back in the petrol garage, somewhere in Kentucky, I'm guessing. I know he did open a petrol garage. There's a story in my local KFC. I used to eat there. And I read it and it stuck in my mind. And he actually started in a petrol garage. And I'm pretty sure he wasn't fucking growing those motherfucking chickens with tubes in them then. I'm pretty sure he was supporting a local farmer who he was growing them, hatching them and, you know, rearing them himself. So, no, I haven't even answered the question yet. What the fuck am I going on about? No, chickpeas do not have more protein than meat. If you took 100 grams of chickpeas and 100 grams of meat, unfortunately, I'm sorry to your girlfriend, and by all means, I mean respect here, that the chicken will have more protein than the chickpeas. I'm very sorry that, but bro, she won, okay? Just tell her that. Don't let her see this fucking video. Me and you end up winding up dead in a ditch somewhere, okay? So the best part of it, let's just, you know, let's just say this was a biased review, or unbiased. I'll let you break it to her, guy, bro. So I'm gonna leave this video here. Chickpeas don't have more protein than chicken or meat. So I'm going to go before I wind up dead. R.I.P. DanielJon lived here. So take care, stay safe, I'll see you guys next time. Peace! No disrespect to my girlfriend there, okay? I didn't mean to make it look like that. To be honest, I didn't think about it. Look, there's my jug in the drink. There's 3 jugs in that picture then. Did you see? I'm sorry. I couldn't help but say